Why do we take what God says lightly? What I mean by this is, why do we look at what God tells us to do as mere suggestions rather than commandments? For example, think about the people of the Bible. Moses, David, Noah, Abraham, right? When God told them to do something, they didn't look at it as mere suggestions. Like, God's like, oh, go do this if you want to. You don't have to. No, God commanded them to do things, and guess what? They did that very thing that God commanded them to do every single time without fail, lest they be punished, disciplined. So why do we, as the body of Christ, now look at what God tells us to do as suggestions? For example, when he tells us to pray for somebody or spread the gospel to somebody, why do we look at it as a mere suggestion and walk away from it in fear, walking in fear rather than obedience? Yeah, we gotta just lock in and stop focusing on fear or how we feel and start looking at what God has to do as commands, right? The God who created the cosmos and everything and who knows how much, 6 days, right? Resting on the 7th day. But we need to stop. There was a bug on my leg. We need to stop looking at what God tells us to do as suggestions, but commands from an almighty, powerful, all-knowing God, right? But yeah, I hope this blessed somebody today. It for sure blessed me. And the reason I made this video, because God just told me about it and convicted me about it, because I've been guilty of the same thing, right? So I often will see somebody, God will tell me to pray, and I get like a let fear to walk over me. But we know that, I think it's 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, for I have not given you a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and sound mind. God bless. Peace.